Ladies and gentlemen, the time for celebration is over. Now we could just look back fondly on week one as an exciting win. But at the end of the day, it means nothing. It's week one. 16 more games this Buffalo Bills team needs to play. It's all business. We're now focusing on the New Jersey Jets. I'm just kidding. Actually, I'm not. The New Jersey Jets. Now, the Jets shocked a lot of people last week by actually having what appeared to be a competent offense, and the defense looked like absolute dirt. However, what I wanted to do on today's episode is unpack everything we learned from this team, from individual statistics, from team statistics, PFF scores, identifying matchups between the Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets, crafting a game plan together. I'm excited for this episode. I really, really am. I may even be welcoming on Richie here in about 20 to 25 minutes so that he could sort of give us a breakdown of where his head is in with this game, some of the keys that he wants to be taking a look at, and the whole nine, man. Welcome. It is now week 2. We are deadlocked focus on the next man. We celebrated for the past 2 days, rightfully so. We deserved to do that because what a hell of a game. But now I want this Buffalo Bills team to win games that they are supposed to win. Last year, luckily, we ended up getting rid of that narrative that Buffalo drops a game they're not supposed to at least once or twice a year. I would like to continue that because on paper, folks, I am looking at basically a brand new starting quarterback in Justin Fields. I am looking at a brand new head coach. I am seeing a defense that struggled tremendously. So on paper, we shouldn't lose this game. And that's what Buffalo did last year. Every game we were supposed to win, we won. And let's hope that we continue to move forward. Guys, as you're coming in, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up sign. It's the easiest way to show love over here on this channel. I am live Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. EST, breaking down everything and anything that has to do with the Buffalo Bills and the NFL as well. As always, I'm always curious, how far does this audience truly extend? Shout yourself out. Let me know where you are tuning in from. What corner of the United States are you tapping in from? What corner of the globe are you tapping in from? I need to give a shout out to some of our sponsors today, starting off with our good friend William Mattar. Folks, if you are ever hurt in a car, you got to call William Mattar. #1 car accident attorney in the state of New York. That's the cruel reality of this world. Sometimes you're going to find yourself on the receiving end of incompetent driving. If that happens, you need to have the right guy in your corner. Look no further than my boy Ray here. Phone number is on the screen. Shout out to William Mattar for being that guy. I also need to give a giant shout out to our good friend Sleeper. Folks, Sleeper, by and large, the best player prop platform on the market today, right? It is so addicting. Like, you go on ahead, you just scroll down, you have all of the player props. What you do is you pick your favorite players or players that you love to hate and simply pick more or less of their projected statistics. We have receiving, you have rushing yards, you have receptions, sacks, the whole nine. You could win up to $1,000 or 1,000x your overall bet/parlay as long as you end up hitting all together. They're matching 100% of your first deposit all the way up to $100. I'm going to be crafting up a parlay probably tomorrow for the Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets and maybe a couple of others as well. Take advantage of all of this. I know you guys are gambling degenerates anyway, so go on ahead and show a little bit of love. But always, always, always play responsibly. All right, guys, let's see where everybody is tuning in from. Guys, do not be shy. I am talking to the lurkers in the building. Where are you tuning in from? Let's have a conversation. We have Good Morning is in the building. Duo, what's going on? Hope all is well. California is in the building. What is going on? I'm from Mississippi. Salem, Virginia. Houston Texans, go Panthers. That is interesting. That is an interesting background right there. Keon, breakout season is just getting started. Shout out to my boy J Tuck, who put together an incredible film analysis of Keon Coleman versus the Ravens. I will plug that a little later today for you guys to take a look at. Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Are we going to use TJ Sanders and Walker? Perhaps, man. We're going to be sitting here identifying a couple of weaknesses on this Jets team and how we are going to exploit them. Go Bills from Geneva, New York, Carlisle, Pennsylvania. We have Vernon Hills, Illinois. Good morning from Tazewell County, Virginia. What is going on? Hope all is well. Washing dishes, watching this. Vernon, New York. Go Bills. Let me tell you what, guys. Listen, several of you like to watch me or listen to me while you're going about your workday, and I appreciate that. Please feel free to use me as a distraction to your day-to-day responsibilities. Hopefully, I am able to make it go by a bit faster as we talk a little football going into the season. All right, man. Shout out to everybody that tunes in while they're working, guys. Hit that thumbs up sign for me. Let's go. We got Chattanooga, Tennessee, London, United Kingdom, Ontario, Canada is in the building. Philadelphia is in the building. Rochester, New York. I am lurking for sure. Jesse, what's going on, man? You know, a heart attack win for your Niners, but I'm glad to see you ended up pulling it off, my friend. Long Island, New York is in the building. Blaisdell, New York. Go Bills. Louisville, Kentucky, New Jersey. Dan, I have the Jets winning. I am sorry. Well, my biggest piece of advice is don't put any money that you're willing to lose down on that, okay? Because that is just pissing money down the drain, my friend. Glendora, California. Go Bills from South Africa. Lewiston, New York. We have Tilbury, Ontario. I got college classes later. Jay, enjoy your college classes, man. Up the Lurker Gang. There's no problem being the Lurker Gang. Eastside Buffalo's in the building. Anthony, what's going on? Hope all is well. The rivalry jerseys are live now. Go Bills. $200 jersey. Do I go on ahead and swipe the card for a little piece of memorabilia? What's up, Dan? San Antonio. Go Bills. Auburn, New York. Massachusetts is in the building. Illinois. I'm going to the game this weekend, too. Drew, enjoy the game, my friend. Enjoy. We have Ithaca, New York is in the building. Let's talk about it. And then Tab. Dan, regular season always predict playoff issues. Defense last year was the case. Maybe this could be a problem. We need to let Mulatto walk, get a linebacker, wide receiver, safety, kicker, let Knox walk, and Samuel as well. I wouldn't be cleaning house just yet. And so I wouldn't be cleaning house just yet. I am thankful that we won that game because, my God, I would not have been able to deal with a lot of the suggestions from the live chat. And no offense, but I know how Bills Mafia can get a bit sensitive about the team, and rightfully so. Me too, because they've broken our hearts a lot, and we've seen problems from this team rear their ugly heads. Again, guys, we were going up against the best offense in all of football. By the end of the season, the Baltimore Ravens are more than likely going to be in the top 3 for points scored all across the board. They are going to be eviscerating teams with Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, a healthy Zay Flowers, Bateman, once likely gets back. It's going to happen. So I don't want to look at this game as any sort of conclusion of what we should be expecting from this team going into 2025. What I can tell you is that one thing that I am optimistic about is how our defensive line played. Because we played a lot better than we did last year. We saw a tremendous performance from the defensive line, especially in key scenarios. We saw this Buffalo Bills team stop the Ravens offense 3 times in a row. I can't remember the last time that the Buffalo Bills defense stopped the Baltimore Ravens, or any team for that matter, 3 times in a row from putting points up on the board, especially in times when we needed them to. So I think we're good. I think we're fine. Again, we were just going up against an anomaly of an offense. So let's not go on ahead and say, oh my God, dude, like we need to change up everything. No, we're 1-0. And we just ended up going toe-to-toe with a team that is likely going to see us again sometime in the playoffs, whether or not that it is in the divisional round, whether or not that it is in the AFC Championship. So don't go running around feeling like the sky is falling. Let's see what this team looks like for the next couple of weeks, and I think we'll be able to have an answer for our overall defense. And keep in mind, that was the was with probably the longest that they've played regulation football since last season too. So obviously, right between all of the adjustments that they made during halftime, I feel like we should be okay. I have full confidence in the Bills this year. It feels different, and I know this will be the year. Go Bills. Mario, let's be honest, we just beat the second best team in the NFL. For sure, man. It's tough to use that as a measuring stick because Baltimore is going to do that to everybody. all year. And so the Buffalo Bills offense more than likely is going to do that to everybody. Like, so, and so with this year. So I'm okay. Dan, I wonder what Jeff the caller has to say about the Jets game. I don't know, man. I have no idea. Where is my boy Jeff? This is the second year running of Bobby's defense giving up 40 points. Bobby, Kyle, and so I love you, man, but like, I don't really know many teams that don't give up at least 28 points to Baltimore. Let's be patient, right? Like, let's be patient. And ironically enough, and look, guys, I only talk down to people that I love. Like, ask all of my personal friends, ask whatever. But a lot of people still with this negative energy in here. I'm pretty sure the vast majority of you were the same people telling me that we were going 0-17. The season is over because we were down 40-25. Well, I was trying to tell you to be optimistic. And that's okay. And that's okay. I'm not going to police how you guys fan. But my goal here is to bring you to the light side. Let's be patient. All right. I can promise you, folks, the New York Jets are not the Baltimore Ravens. Justin Fields is not Lamar Jackson. Breece Hall is not Derrick Henry. Okay. I promise you that. And the Jets defense allowed Aaron Rodgers' old ass to march down the field and put up 4 touchdowns. He looked like vintage Aaron Rodgers out there with only 1 receiver and 0 run game. All right. So I think we're going to be all right. I think we're going to be all right. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath, folks. Trust me on that. What's up, Dan and the Mafia? I think we had a rust to shake off and we played one of the best teams. The Bills played their asses off. And the defense looked better at the end of the game. It's just how it is. Guys, listen, we made adjustments. It was the first game. Let's see. I think the year's Burrow talk has been laid fully to rest. It is not big 4 anymore. It's a big 3. Lamar and Allen have separated from Burrow in a big way. I tried telling that. And so I try telling people that all the time. We're going to have to see. London Smith, no, I mean 4-13. I actually got y'all at the record. We're going to have Joshy is coming in. Ed Oliver shows up. Q Trucker is coming in. Don't worry about the defense. Playing the Ravens, it's like playing Navy. No matter how good you are, it's a hard offense to play. We have Smith family is coming in. Then Landon, yeah, you are trolling. We have Anthony Pratt. McDermott is coaching his ass off with the whack roster. Bean keeps putting it all together. Dan, and did they bench Cole Bishop when they went to base to stop Henry? Dan, did they bench Cole Bishop when they went to base to stop Henry? Yep, absolutely. Looks like Ray Davis has regressed. And you think that we should have given up Gore Jr. a shot at the chance to pace back? No, not at all. Bills will be the number 1 seed. That game locked at 3 losses max for the Bills team. Absolutely. Deborah Lewis is coming in. Hi, Dan. The Bills are winning Sunday. Go Bills. Deborah, absolutely. Absolutely. Superman/Batman Allen going to Gotham to get a W. We have Jets Media coming in. We're going to have Richie in here in just a hot second. And I can't wait for him to roll in so we could talk a little bit about this game. But all right. Let's go on ahead and take a look at this matchup. And what I expect, how I anticipate this Buffalo Bills team so attacking this Jets team. And again, I want to remind everybody that I like how we match up on the Jets defense. I really, really do. Especially if Aaron Rodgers' old ass is marching down the field, 4+ touchdowns with only 1 wide receiver. I think that that's the case. Let's go on ahead and move on, and let's take a look at what made the Jets so good like last week, based off of film review, based off of everything. You have Justin Fields, 16 for 22, okay? It was clearly a run-first type offense for the New York Jets, and they were doing it, folks, and they were doing it. You had Armand Membu, a rookie offensive lineman, completely take TJ Watt out of the game. He had 0 pressures all afternoon. But Breece Hall was still able to make his plays, right? It's funny because Breece Hall is not a red zone guy. It is clear that Aaron Glenn likes Braylon Allen once they get into that dangerous territory. 19 carries for 107 yards, 5.6 yards, per carry. Is he Derrick Henry? No. Have the Buffalo Bills shut down Breece Hall before? We have. Have we gotten gashed by Breece Hall before? We certainly have. However, what makes me optimistic about all of this is that we now have edge rushers that are quality against the run. You have Joey Bosa, fantastic on setting the edge. Greg Rousseau, that's his bread and butter. Even Ed Oliver was doing fantastic against the run recently. So I'm completely fine with all of this. Receiving Garrett Wilson, obviously 7 receptions for 95 yards. Keep in mind, Joey Porter was out at one given moment. However, Wilson is going to be their target, if you will. Breece, he had 2 receptions for 38 yards. I mean, he deserves it, right? Like, he's like that dynamic. He's going to get his target, 0 questions asked. You have Tyler Johnson, 2 receptions for 31 yards as well. We can move on from that. But then it comes down into their defense. Quincy, you have Quinnen Williams. The Williams brothers are somebody that you need to watch out for. And Will McDonald IV. So what are they going to do? So that was individual. But let's take a look at what they did defensively. Because while I think that their offense might be able to get a couple on the Buffalo Bills, I think Buffalo is actually going to be able to put out a far better defensive performance against the Jets. But let's take a look at how they compared to the rest of the league. We're going to start off with overall statistics here. On the defensive side of the football, points per game, 30th in the NFL. And granted, folks, we're talking about one game here, right? Yeah, points per play, 31st ranked. 0.6 points per play from old man Aaron Rodgers, and only a single wide receiver on that team, by the way. Yards per play, 5. That's about 16. Third down conversion, 40%. 40% of the time, the New York or the Pittsburgh Steelers were able to go on ahead and convert. We have Mutt Vials is coming in. Dan, Bills come down to earth after the Jets win 34-21 on Sunday. And with everyone will be 1-1 except them fraud Finns. Also, Josh Allen dominated in my league. Dude, you know what? I'm not even mad at Jets fans coming on in here and suggesting that the Jets could potentially come out. Because who am I to police how a fan fans? Who am I to police optimism within a fan base? But yeah, I don't know, dude. And so you're talking about a Buffalo Bills team that put 40 points up, and so against the best defense on paper in the NFL. Kind of rough. Anyway, but thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that, Muffiles. You are the man. Guys, that is the easiest way to show love over here on the channel. 152 of you are watching on YouTube. Just do me a favor and hit that thumbs up sign. Let's propel this out to the YouTube algorithm. We've been averaging like well over 200 people per stream each and every single morning. Let's get it up to 300. And how we do it is by everybody pulling their weights and propelling this out to the YouTube algorithm. Hit that thumbs up sign. Let's talk a little business. Is also, I'm going to give Richie this StreamYard link so he could pop in here in about 10 minutes. Rich, if you're watching, let me know. Let's lock in here. So rushing statistics for the most part, solid performance from the New York Jets. Solid performance from the New York Jets. Send me the link. I did on Slack, my friend. I'll see you here in 10. Solid run defense, but then again, how much are we really going to put into the rushing attack over in Pittsburgh? I don't think that we're able to really get a good understanding with that. And then passing statistics, my God. Folks, this is what we call the Brandon Stevens approach. This is what we call the Brandon Stevens approach. 26th in pass play percentage, 73% had Aaron Rodgers out there cooking. And granted, this is just Aaron Rodgers numbers right here. But however you think of Aaron Rodgers or whatever you think of Aaron Rodgers, I think we can all agree that Josh Allen's a tad better here. You have yards per pass, 8.1. Passes per game, 30. That's 13th in the league. Pass yards per game, 218. That's 22nd. And they're going up against a team that just put up 397 in the air. So I really, really like it. So now I want to take a look at some of these matchups. And this is who I am exactly anticipating who Buffalo needs to target. And particular matchups that I like quite a bit. I'm going to start off with my favorite one. And that is Joshua Palmer right here, who had a bit of a slow game, at least until the fourth quarter. But he's going up against this bum. Who remembers this bum? Okay, his name is Brandon Stevens, and he is a liability. He was a liability to the Baltimore Ravens last year. Half of the reason why they ended up shipping him off and bringing in Jair Alexander. Who were to know that Jair Alexander would have also been the Achilles heel for the Baltimore Ravens last year? But Brandon Stevens is the Achilles heel to this defense, largely who was targeted the most last week while Aaron Rodgers was slicing and dicing that secondary. I love this matchup between Joshua Palmer. I really do. I think that he is going to be targeted early, and I think he's going to be targeted often. You have Keon Coleman versus Sauce Gardner. Look, Keon, if you really want to win the hearts of Bills Mafia, and by the way, dude, Keon Coleman was that dude last week. He really was. He was hushing a lot of the haters. He was silencing a lot of the naysayers. He's going up against Sauce Gardner with a coverage grade of about 90.5. And you had Keon Coleman over there, who showed wonderful improvements with his route running and being able to create separation. His basketball skills all over the damn field. Followed by Khalil Shakir out of the slot versus Michael Carter II. I think this is going to be a very good matchup. Carter is, in my opinion, ready to go. We have Richie. Yo, what up? It's in Slack, fool. Yeah, it's in Slack. Yeah. We'll see you here in a second, man. We'll see you here in a second. Peace. We have Richie, man. He's coming in. He's coming in here in about 5 to 10 minutes as we unpack a couple of things. So Shakir versus Carter II. I think this is going to be interesting, but the big one for me is going to be Joshua Palmer versus Brandon Stevens. And then also, when you go to the second level of the field, you do see Tony Adams. He's probably their weak link at the safety position. With Andre Cisco, I'm going to have to see a bit more from him, but do not be surprised if Josh Allen loves the target outside of the numbers, wherever Brandon Stevens is, and also threatening the back half of the field. I don't particularly trust Jamian Sherwood in coverage either. So I think this could be another tight end game, right? If it's Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox, Jackson Hawes even ended up whipping out his sack and showing to the world that, hey, he can be a factor in the pass game as well. I think that could be the case. So I love this. Defensive line is going to be crazy because Will McDonald had his way with the Steelers' offensive line last week. But now, while they were getting pressure, and obviously this defensive line has always been a quality line in the league, they are going up against the Buffalo Bills offensive line, who, in my opinion, did pretty solid against the defensive line against Baltimore. Sure, did Josh Allen get pressure? Sure, did he end up getting sacked? He certainly did. But love Deion Dawkins versus McDonald. Who's going to win that matchup? We have Jermaine Johnson. He's going up against Spencer Brown, who I think is quality. But here's going to be the matchup for me. You have Harrison Phillips. Your one tech, nose tackle, what have you. He's going to be the guy that's going to be drawing quite a bit of double teams. Or maybe it's Quinnen Williams, one of the two. So the interior defensive lineman, one of these two are going to win. Who's the offensive lineman that ends up stepping up? With obviously Quinnen's going to be an issue. So we're going to need David Edwards, we're going to need Torrance, and we're going to need McGovern to really be on their P's and Q's. I trust the matchups on the outside with the tackles. On the interior, that's the question mark. What kind of defense does Aaron Glenn like to run, right? Is Aaron Glenn going to be bringing 5-man pressure? Is he going to be bringing DB blitzes? He's an aggressive defensive-minded head coach. I think Josh Allen is going to have to figure it out eventually. We have New York Jets. We could surprise Buffalo. We always play them tough. We will 27-24. Go Jets. Man, you know what, dude? I love optimism in here. I really do. Bills will be a close game at the Jets, but 2-0 incoming on their way to 13-4. 14-3. Smith family, come talk to me when Bills win a playoff game. We have won several playoff games. In fact, Josh Allen has the most playoff wins, although wins aren't a quarterback stat. However, this Buffalo Bills team with Josh Allen as their quarterback has the most playoff wins in NFL history without a Super Bowl. So we win several games, man. Let's see. Good morning, Dad. I just finished watching Richie's channel. Well, let me tell you what, Linda, he's actually about to be joining us any second. And Carolina doesn't have that. So again, interesting. Okay, what about that run game, Dan? So the run game, here's the thing with them. So with Brees is a super versatile running back. He's going to be able to sort of be a threat. So not only in the run game, but also in the receiving game. So he's going to be a piece. Based off of what we saw last week, he's not a red zone guy. He's going to be the every other type running back that we're going to see. He's no Derrick Henry, right? Can Matt Milano, can Bernard end up stepping up and taking him out of the equation? He was the second most important piece to the Jets offense last week. So number 1 was Garrett Wilson. Number 2 was Justin Fields' legs. Number 3 was Breece Hall. One of those things is going to hurt us. We have to pick one of those things to take away entirely and focus on it 110%. With Josh Allen as arguably the most efficient playoff quarterback of all time. I love my buddy Jesse when he tunes into this show because he is the biggest supporter of Josh Allen, and he's always in my corner in case anybody comes in here spewing nonsense about QB1. What does the Richinator have to say? What up, dude?
Hey, brother, there's no link in black. You just told me to pop in 10 minutes.
Oh, I told you to pop in 10 minutes. Okay, well, why don't you pop in? Well, why don't you pop in now, my friend? Bring the audience in, dude. Bring the audience in. Oh, we're talking a little bit of trash. We're talking a little bit of trash, man. You file them Jets fans in here. You file them Jets fans in here, brother. Go ahead. All right. All right, man. We'll see you in a hot second. Peace. All right, man. Richie and the Jets fans are coming in here, folks. Richie and the Jets fans are rolling up in here. Darnell Davis, the only playoff win that matters is winning the Super Bowl. Looks like the Bills' defense will be an issue yet again. The Bills' defense is not Super Bowl caliber. Shaking my head. I'd go on ahead, bro. And, I'd give them a couple of more games before we're going to draw any sort of conclusions. We literally went up against a team that's likely going to be battling back and forth for the 1 seed for the Buffalo Bills. Not many defenses in this league are going to stop the Baltimore Ravens from scoring more than 28 points literally all season. That's including the Philadelphia Eagles defense. That much I can tell you. So I'd say be patient. And so I'd say that I saw a couple of things right on Sunday of some flashes, like us being able to stop the Ravens 3 times in a row defensively when we needed them to. We saw the rebirth of Ed Oliver, who had a hell of a damn game when he needed to, but yeah. So I wouldn't look at the Baltimore Ravens offense hanging 40 on this defense as a death sentence, because I can't find many teams where Baltimore is not going to be hanging 30-plus points on all season long. Be patient, and let's see what we can do against this Jets offense. Speak of the devil. Oh boy, Richie's in the field. Rich!
What's going on, Dan Mitchell?
What's going on, my friend?
I see you got doing? PFF about my team, huh?
We have PFF going on, not so much for the scores, because while I like PFF, I think a lot of their data is moot, at least until you get about halfway through the season where it tells a good story. I just have this up for matchup purposes. I was trying to tell the Bills where the advantage is as far as matchups and how I envision the Buffalo Bills to attack this Jets team.
Well, shout out to all my Jets fans that's tuning in. We just finished off my 2-hour-long live stream, and I brought them all over here. But Dan, you got to update your redirect feature because I couldn't redirect them here. You got to allow me to do that. But I'll figure that out after the show. But yeah, I mean, is there something you noticed? Because I was talking about the Jets PFF, and I was mind blown about some of the Jets PFF grades.
Yeah.
Because according to PFF, the New York Jets have the number 1 graded tackle in football in Armand Membu. We have the number 1 graded running back in football in Breece Hall. We also have the second best passing quarterback in football, according to PFF.
Justin Fields.
Right? We also have the number 1 corner in football. We have the number 2 defensive tackle in football. This is just PFF. It's week 1. But, man, PFF is glazing the Jets.
Yeah, man, most definitely. Especially when I saw that Josh Allen was the 4th-rated quarterback according to PFF. So, like, I was just like, come on, baby. 397 yards. Are you out of your mind? What do you mean? What do you mean? But it's interesting, right? Because we are going to MetLife. And while the Buffalo Bills did win last year when I was there in person, it was close for a while, right? It was certainly a close game for a while. I do remember Aaron Rodgers throwing like a halftime Hail Mary. And then afterwards, Buffalo ended up figuring it out. And then 2 years ago during the home opener, when Rodgers went down, Zach Wilson, the punt return, we ended up losing. But I kind of want to get
Gibson, by the way, this morning.
Yeah. So, yeah, why was that?
Because he fumbled. He lost us the game Sunday. He fumbled the rock on the kickoff.
So Glenn was just like, okay, yeah, you're enough. Like, we're not benching you. Like, you're done. Like, you're done for the season.
Big time move. The New York Jets fan base are like, dude, Aaron Glenn's not messing around. He costed us the game, and he's cut. And no one really wanted him to make the 53-man roster to begin with. We had an undrafted free agent we wanted. But, yeah, Glenn's not messing around, man.
So, big win. Well, close game against Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And like I said, Fields ended up exceeding expectations through my eyes. But going into the game, like, what are still some of your worries about this team going up against Buffalo? Like, what's concerning you? Like, what I was doing, like, looking at this PFF grades, me looking at it, like, I was saying that probably a big target for me is going to be bullying Brandon Stevens all game. Maybe Adams as well, and then also testing Sherwood's coverage capabilities. But, like, what are some red flags you saw on the defensive side of the football this past Sunday so Bills fans can be a bit more informed?
Yeah, I mean, the red flags are definitely the secondary outside of Sauce. I mean, Sauce Gardner is, back to his all-pro form. He locked things down, graded as the best corner in football coverage-wise, and he finally traveled. But the thing is, there's nowhere for Sauce to travel with the Buffalo. You don't have that DK Metcalf presence. So Sauce isn't going to have to focus on one specific guy for the Bills. And I think that, Josh Allen is definitely going to target Brandon Stevens. He was definitely a liability. Michael Carter II, he had a bad game. He dropped a would-be interception. Stevens dropped a would-be interception. And if Stevens caught that ball, we probably would have won the game. Like, that's how close it was. If you watch that football game, it was just one big play away from the Jets coming out on top. So that's one thing. But the Jets' defensive line were stout against the run and got to the quarterback effectively. That was not our issue. It was the back end. It was the coverage, miscommunications, starting with Brandon Stevens and Tony Adams. So that's something that us Jets fans are a little worried about defensively. And now we have to worry about Josh Allen coming off a monster game in the fourth quarter. And, the key to Josh Allen is contain him in the pocket, get pressure on him, and just force him. And the Jets historically, like you said, they play Josh Allen well at MetLife, but that was with the previous coaching staff. So I'm excited to see what Aaron Glenn looks like in his first game against a division rival.
So Will McDonald went off. McDonald went off. He had 2 sacks last week against Rodgers. So I'm really looking at Deion Dawkins in his matchup. And Quinnen. Like, honestly, man, like, I would say as far as y'all's hope of getting consistent pressure and, like, having, like, the star of the defensive line, it's going to be a Quinnen-type game, in my opinion, especially with Harrison Phillips. Like, him being added right to the defensive line, I understand his PFF score. Like, when you're looking at it from an outside perspective, you're just like, oh, yeah, like, whatever. But, like, he's a force that needs to be accounted for. One of these two is going to be dealing with doubles. I think it's the interior. Edwards, in my opinion, if there is a weak link, is going to be him. So that's what I'm going to be looking at as far as your pass rush. But you got to think. So you have to think that as far as what Josh is going to want to do, he's probably going to be dealing with a lot of RPOs. He's probably going to be really utilizing the running backs in the receiving game type of things. I could see a lot of death by 1,000 paper cuts type games, and maybe trying to stretch outside of the numbers off to the right side with Stevens and then also Adams. Who the receiver is that has a big game, I don't know. I do know that a lot of us are high on Keon Coleman's performance against Jair Alexander.
Good game.
But let's be honest, he did have a bum knee, and we were picking on him all game. So if he can go out there and moss Sauce Gardner, man, then he's won the hearts. Like, he's won the hearts of Bills Mafia.
That's
everywhere.
Impossible. It's never been done before. All right, it's never been done. If we still had DJ Reed, maybe, because Keon Coleman did moss DJ Reed last year, I remember, in the end zone. But yeah, I think the key for this game, though, Dan, if you could flip the PFF to get the Jets offense against your defense, because
let's do it.
I don't know if you saw this, Dan, but Jets fans are not used to this. And why don't you take this nice comment off the screen so we can see a little bit more?
That's right.
But the Jets, according to PFF, and listen, it's 1 week, right? But we have the number 1 graded offense in football after week 1. From a Jets fan perspective, that is mind-blowing. Just because it's week 1, I get it. But we've never been even in the top 5. The Jets offense historically, as you know, has been bottom of the barrel. This offense was fantastic against a really good Steelers defense. And you saw what the Bills did against Baltimore. They struggled. And the Jets are not the Ravens. But Justin Fields is a mobile quarterback like Lamar Jackson. Breece Hall, not even close to as good as Derrick Henry, but he's coming off a really good game. And I like our chances offensively. You see Garrett Wilson. Oh, my God, I didn't even realize. Look at Garrett Wilson's PFF, second wide receiver. I mean, we have the best running back. The grades are off the charts for this offense. And without Elijah Vera-Tucker, Dan, the offensive line still was absolutely fantastic. Joe Tippmann sliding the right guard. And it was a really fun game to watch. But I think the key to this game is this offense can keep up with Josh Allen, because I don't got confidence in our defense being able to shut down Josh Allen whatsoever. So it's going to be up to our offense to be able to win another shootout.
So you think it's going to be a high score?
We lost, but
so you're thinking it's going to be a high-scoring game, is what you're suggesting?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, who thought that the Jets-Steelers game was going to be high-scoring? No one. I mean, everyone. I expected it to be a defensive, low-scoring game.
Yeah, not me at all. Like, say, for example, 41-year-old Rodgers was going to go out and throw 4 touchdown passes.
I think it's going to be
worse offensive line. I was like, no fucking way.
Yeah, it's going to be, and it's a week-by-week league. The Jets' offense can look great against the Steelers and put up an egg against the Bills. But based off of how the Bills' defense looked against the Ravens, it gives us a little bit more confidence, right? Ed Oliver had a fantastic game for you guys defensively, graded as the best defensive tackle in football after week 1, and Quinnen right next to him at number 2. And then, you got Russo, who's a stud off the edge. But, there's a lot of things that I think this Jets football team is going to prioritize, which is the run. So what's your thoughts of being able to stop the Jets' running attack? Because you guys struggled against the Ravens. You guys struggle against the Ravens against the run a lot, Derrick Henry and Lamar. And now the Jets are coming off a dominant game on the ground, 400-plus yards total for the Jets offense.
Yeah, most definitely. Like, first off, definitely credit to, like, Henry, right? Like, he had a hell of a damn game. But when you look at the difference between the first quarter and the second quarter, say that you take away that one massive, like, 40-plus yard run that made it 40-25, you saw what the Buffalo Bills do all of their tenure, dating back to last year. They were able to have some answers as far as being able to stop him right in the backfield. But Derrick Henry, the second he gets past that second level, he's gone. He's like a freight train. Like, you can't take him down. Good luck. But I did like how Buffalo was able to make adjustments all over on the defensive side of the football. I hate that Buffalo waits for these second half adjustments. They really buy into we're a second half team. Like, we're going to let the Jets go on ahead and show us their pitches in the first half and then make adjustments and believe that Josh Allen is going to be able to carry this offense and give us somewhat of a comfortable lead. I think that these PFF grades for Bernard and Milano are certainly misleading, right? Like, when you look at it, a 29.7 for Milano, his coverage grade is 40.9. Run defense was 29.8. But again, like, who were we playing? We were playing Derrick Damn Henry. And then Bernard as well, who had a terrible run defense. I'm not sleeping on these guys. I think that they are going to see a significant improvement. If anything, I think Breece is going to be more dangerous when it comes into the pass game for us. Because when I'm looking at what the 3 offensive keys for the Jets were last week, was obviously Fields' legs, right? Solid passing game too, but like his ability to be able to make plays when nobody was open and get the first down on the ground. That's something to look out for. Same thing with Garrett Wilson, and then the same thing with Breece Hall. What I think Buffalo is going to do is that they're going to pick one thing that they are going to allow you guys to win at consistently. I think they're going to prioritize it here, and I hate this mentality, but this is probably what it's going to be. I think Sean McDermott in efforts to completely take away Fields' ability to hurt us with his legs and Garrett Wilson, I think we're going to choose, all right, let's give them Breece Hall. Let's give them Breece Hall, and let's try and get the turnover, but we need to take away those two other facets of said game.
Interesting. Yeah, and I think an underrated part about what the Jets offense did, which was so fantastic, was even when Justin Fields dropped back to pass and there was no one open, he was able to escape the pressure, extend the play, and push the ball down the field and pick up first downs on 3rd and long. Like, that's something that we see Josh Allen do consistently. That's something we see Lamar. That's something that the great quarterbacks in the league do. You know, when things break down, how can you make a play by improvising? And Fields was doing that, man. Like, that's something where the defense can do everything they possibly can, but the quarterback's that good enough where he can still make a play. Like, it's so frustrating when you have to go up against Josh Allen. You play great defense in the back end. You get to him, but you just can't sack him. He runs around, and you can't bring him down, and then he somehow throws the ball 15 yards for the first down. Like, Fields was doing that. And I was, like, amazed. And it was just one game, but, man, like, that's where I think this offense could be different, where the Bills can lock down in the back end. They can get pressure on Fields, but his ability to scramble behind the line of scrimmage, and he was perfect, Dan. There was not one throw that Justin Fields had where you're like, man, he's got a bad arm. Like, every throw he had was pinpoint accurate. And I think that if you try to shut down, Fields and all this stuff, like, his ability to play well through the air is what changes everything with this offense, because we understand they're going to be a good running attack, but the passing attack is something I was not expecting. And I love the aggressiveness. That touchdown throw he had to Garrett Wilson, 1st and 10, he recognized it was man coverage, single high safety. He checks to a new play, crossing routes. He read Jalen Ramsey over the middle, went with Reynolds. He throws an absolute dime to the right corner to Garrett Wilson for the touchdown. Like, those are things that I honestly was not expecting to see from Justin Fields early on, his ability to throw the ball with that efficiency. With aggressiveness, too, not checkdowns, not going underneath. He was pushing the ball down the field.
Yeah. No. He wasn't captain check down either. Like, one thing I can tell is that, like, last year I said that Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers really tried simplifying that offense for him. Hence why I thought that's why he was so effective for the first couple of games that he was playing. But that wasn't a simplified offense like last week. Like, motions, that was not a simplified offense, which begs the question, right? Like, what exactly, like, what type of offense were they running compared to what he has had to deal with over in Chicago and over right in Pittsburgh last year? Like, that's my question.
Yeah, the cool thing about this offense, it's built from scratch for Justin Fields. It's not an offense that Justin Fields needs to learn that they've been running for years. Tanner Engstrand, our offensive coordinator, first-time offensive coordinator in the NFL, coming from Detroit. So the system that he built here with Aaron Glenn is all about Justin Fields to maximize his strengths. And they allow Justin Fields to go out there and play with a lot of confidence for that reason. The system he ran with Pittsburgh, it wasn't a system built for Justin Fields. It was a system built for Russell Wilson and Arthur Smith. Right? Chicago attempted that but failed with their mess of the coaching staff during his time there. This is the first time in Justin Fields' career where he has a coaching staff that's building this team for him. And I think that is something that you're seeing. Like, you're seeing these RPOs. You're seeing the read options. How about that? You see the 4th and goal at the 1-yard line? That's something that Josh Allen kills me whenever we face off against the Buffalo Bills. His ability to get in the end zone with his legs. 4th and goal at the 1-yard line. Just a quick fake handoff, naked boot. He just gallops his way in the end zone. Like, that's something that we have not had, a legit weapon at the quarterback position. And that's the difference, Dan. We don't have a quarterback. It seems like we have a playmaker at quarterback, something that is refreshing. So I think the offense, to answer your question, it's being built for Justin Fields' strengths, which is why you're seeing him be so comfortable early on.
Dude, you know what? I am thrilled to see what this game comes out. We have Jesse, who's the 49ers representative of the Roundtable Sports Network, saying, Dan, peep my last tweet. Okay.
Better not be no hate about my Jets, Jesse.
It's got to be. It's got to be, because otherwise... Here. Let me see.
Is it?
I'm going to pull it up, and I'm going to share it with the squad here. Hold up. Let's see.
Oh, it's glazing Josh Allen. That's what it is.
There he is, man. Dude.
Jesse, the Josh Allen glazer.
As someone here earlier was just like, this guy just keeps glazing Justin Fields. It's driving me nuts. Hey, man, it's all right. So let Richie be happy, man. All right, so Jesse, Josh Allen has played 13 playoff games. If you take his averages and spread that out to a 17-game season, here is what his numbers would be. 5,270 total yards, 42 total touchdowns, 8 total turnovers, 65.7% completion percentage. That's league MVP. It would be his best career season. He clearly elevates in the playoffs, despite that the Bills are 7-6 in those 13 games. This is a great example of why quarterbacks can't win games alone. Rings are a team accomplishment. That's the propaganda I need right there. Like, that's the propaganda.
As long as the Bills are not as good enough around him and he's just another Phillip Rivers or a better version of Phillip Rivers, then hey, I'll have to deal with it. He's great, man. Last year he proved me, man. I remember last year I said this is Josh Allen's time to prove that not only is he a great quarterback, but he's one of the best, if not the best in the league, and he did that last year.
Yeah,
so, I mean, I can't hate anymore, bro. It's just the reality.
So the more stats that I see from Josh Allen, it just continues to blow my mind, and it really upsets me too. Like, you would think that I would be celebrating these accomplishments, but like, he's taken down. He has 11 career wins against reigning MVPs. So that pisses me off, right? Like, he's the only quarterback to beat 2 single-loss teams all season long in one season. And his total playoff wins, 7 playoff wins, every other quarterback that has accomplished that feat has at least one Super Bowl ring. Most of them have multiple.
Oh, that's a shame that Josh Allen's going to be one of the only ones in that conversation.
He's going to be one of the only ones, man. He's going to be one of the only ones. But, all right, so, yes, I understand the Buffalo Bills, right? So, like, we let up 40 points on the Baltimore Ravens, and someone's like, oh, and so that Bills defense is bad. We're better than the Ravens, all right? We're better than the Ravens, baby. Our defense better than the Ravens.
Now, is there any side of you, Dan? Like, obviously, you're walking into MetLife with all the confidence in the world. We're the Jets. We're going to wash you. But, like, what you asked me, you know, what parts of the Jets am I concerned about? But what parts of the Jets are you concerned about as a Bills fan where – it's a division game. We play the Bills tough at home. Like, what part of this matchup are you worried about where you can see the Jets pull off this upset that you think that the Bills need to be ready for?
Yeah, man. Y'all did a really good job against the running backs in Pittsburgh last week, right? Like, you basically took that side of the game out and made Aaron Rodgers win with the arm. I would like it if Josh Allen didn't have to attempt 40 passes or like 38 passes. I would like a more well-rounded game. I'm glad we didn't turn the football over. I'm still confident that Josh Allen is going to be able to pick up where he left off last year and be mindful with his turnover propensity, like especially dating back 2 years ago. So I think the easiest thing again is probably our CB2 action, and then same thing with Cole Bishop. Like, while Cole Bishop looked a lot better than people are willing to give him credit for, like, people just look at Derrick Henry stiff-arming him into the shadow realm, and they're like, oh, he had a shit game. Like, he really didn't have that bad of a game. He was actually pretty decent in coverage, and he was actually pretty good out there. It was more so Rapp, and this was from my buddy Kevin who pointed this out. Rapp actually struggled more than Cole Bishop right on the defensive side of the football when you look at the tape. But I definitely think CB2 could be your answer. Like, with Dorian Strong, while he was impressive on week 1, he's still a 6th-round rookie. So depending on who he's going to be asked to go up against, right? Like, let's see what Strong looks like against Garrett Wilson. Although that I think we're probably going to be putting Benford against Wilson for the most part. And so I think that's probably going to be the good sort of thing right there. As far as Taron Johnson on Tyler Johnson, I really like that matchup. With Bernard as well. And then, so
you know who our second leading receiver was in the game?
Breece Hall.
Yeah.
And so I ended up looking at that too. So maybe Milano picks him up. Like, hopefully that's the case. Like, maybe Taron Johnson lines up. Who knows? But
and don't sleep on this one player, the baby Derrick Henry. He got in the end zone on Sunday. Didn't get a lot of yards. But watch out for Mr. Braylon Allen. I could see the Jets really go to Braylon Allen this game because it seems like the Bills struggle against big boys at that position. And if the Jets' offensive line can open up lanes for him and he can get into the second level, he is nowhere close to Derrick Henry, but he's built like him. He trains like him.
Yeah.
And watch out for Braylon Allen to be unleashed in this game.
So we have an undersized defense. Say that I was Aaron Glenn, say that I was your offensive coordinator, I would probably actually make it a Braylon Allen game. I would probably actually give him the vast majority of the snaps, at least soften up our defense, if you will. Will he go that direction? And so I'm not entirely sure, but we just need to make our tackles, right? Like, we need to make sure that, like, we can make this as uncomfortable for Justin Fields as humanly possible. Last game we faced off against Justin Fields, we actually did pretty well. I think we held him to like 11 rushing yards. I think we held him to about like 140 passing yards. But again, like, that was the Chicago Bears, Justin Fields, an incompetent coaching staff, a terrible offensive line. But, like, look, man, I just think that this team has all the momentum in the world. And maybe if it was 2 years ago, I could say, hey, you know what? Like, the Bills are always good for at least one game that they're not supposed to lose and actually lose. But I didn't see that last year. And so I think the momentum is just far too strong. And I think Buffalo ends up walking away with the win in this game.
And I think a key for you guys as well, the reason why Justin Fields was so good as a passer was the protection was just ridiculously good. I mean, the pass protection for Justin Fields, he had all day to throw, all day. And when he didn't have all day, he made plays with his legs. So the Buffalo Bills defensive front, with Ed Oliver up the gut, Russo, Bosa, all those guys, the Jets were able to contain TJ Watt. So I feel confident from that perspective. Yeah. I was terrified going into that game. Like, dude, TJ Watt's going to kill Armand Membu. TJ Watt was a ghost. Membu bodied him. And I'm like, there's no way that's possible. There's no way a first-round rookie just made TJ Watt look like he doesn't belong in the league. Like, that's mind-blowing. But also, the Jets' game plan on it was great. They had our tight end out next to Membu, chipping TJ Watt. Like, if you go watch that touchdown pass from Justin Fields to Wilson, TJ Watt was like 20 yards away from Fields when he threw the ball. That was because our tight end, Ruckert, pushed him off the line, chipped him. So the Jets' offensive coaching staff, the game plan to protect Fields was flawless. But now the Jets are now on tape. And the Bills coaching staff, they know what they're doing. They're going to watch the tape, and they're going to figure out ways to exploit the Jets' weaknesses. So we shall see. I'll save my real predictions for tonight on the AFC East roundtable. But, Dan, I appreciate you having me on. We're going to have you on my channel as well.
Yes, sir.
So stay tuned for that. But shout out to Bills Mafia in the chat. Good luck this weekend because, man, if we beat y'all and we're tied for first place, you better watch out.
Oh, man. Richie, I appreciate you, man. Guys, listen, Richie and I, we're going to be on Fourth and Forever later today. That is our daily NFL news show. Highly recommend you go check that out, followed by the AFC East Roundtable this evening, where we really unpack everything you need to know about this matchup, including our final score predictions. Go show love over there, and also go subscribe over to Richie's channel as well. He'll be live play-by-play reacting that game on Sunday as well. Yes, sir. In case you wanted to hop over and troll him if the Buffalo Bills end up taking it away, or do you want to go over there and eat pro? Or maybe the Jets fans will come back and troll me. Who knows? Richie, I appreciate you tuning in and tapping in with us, man. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you having me.
My guy. Shout out to Richie. He's the man. He's doing his thing. We have a couple of super chats here. Let's get into them. Rich, did you buy your rival jersey today? I don't know. We're going to have to ask him on Fourth and Forever. I have not purchased anything as of yet. I'm thinking about it, though. Lino TV, we don't struggle against big boys. We struggle against Derrick Henry. Braylon Allen ain't him, bro. Stop it. Lino, I hope you tell him that on Fourth and Forever. Let's get that going. See y'all this weekend. Go Bills. The Jets have the potential to be our Bills, but once again, Allen will be too much for the Jets to handle. Where are all of these shows? Eric, great question, man. Great question. I know that a lot of you guys tap in with me on Facebook, but if you ever want to refer to all of the shows I talk about, right, you need to go check out the Roundtable Sports YouTube channel, because that's where all of the good stuff happens right over here, right? In case you're unaware, I own a sports media company. We have over 40 creators, all representing a team in the NFL. So every single team is represented. Fourth and Forever is at the Roundtable Sports YouTube channel, as you can see right over here. And this is just a taste of what we do. an hour and 20 minutes last week. We end up unpacking all of the games. We end up talking about all of the hot takes, all of the news circulating around the league. We have a great time over here. But then outside of that, we have a divisional debate show for each and every single division in this league. We found some of the top creators that represent their respective team. And most notably, we're talking about the AFC East roundtable, right? Right over here, this is going to be the show. It is live at 6 p.m. EST this evening, AFC East roundtable. You can go ahead and just search that up. And we have a little bit of something for everybody. Last night, we saw the NFC East roundtable have over 1,000 live viewers. Absolutely nuts when you look at all of it, right? Have the NFC East roundtable. We have Simone as the Eagles representative. We have Rio from the Commanders, Kid Blue from the Giants, Jay Tuck from the Dallas Cowboys. It is a hell of a time over here. We're building something special over at the Roundtable Sports Network, guys, and I highly recommend you go check that out. Shout out to everybody that comes in here and continuously shows love. If you lose, Lowski sending you to the Shadow Realm. Well, you know what, man? He's had several opportunities, and he hasn't been able. He hasn't been able to send me to the Shadow Realm just yet. Bills to be the next Miami Dolphins, JS. Somebody is butthurt. Somebody is butthurt. And the Eagles really only beat us by 3, and we beat the Chiefs. I have no idea what team you're representing right now, but I love the confidence, man. I love the confidence. Guys, 544 of you in here, 274 on YouTube, 250 on X, 17 of you on Facebook. I got to tell you what, guys, I appreciate all of the love that you guys give me on a regular basis. I am live Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. EST. And say, for example, that you haven't already, I highly recommend you subscribe to this channel. You turn on bell notifications because I am dead set on keeping you entertained all season long. So do me a favor, guys. Hit that thumbs up sign, subscribe, turn on bell notifications. I'm going to go run a couple of errands, and then I will be back for Roundtable Sports Fourth and Forever here in just a couple of hours. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you later. Go Bills.